Good afternoon and welcome back once again to The World as We See It. And as you know, if you've been following us, we'll be doing a three-parter concerning what took place in Ghana a few days ago, less than a week ago, when we had this Pan-African conference that was scheduled to take place in Accra, suddenly canceled. And we took a look at the response to the cancellation by three of the leaders. We're talking about Dr. Arakana Chiambori Kwao from Zimbabwe, Professor PLO Lumumba from Kenya, and today we want to take a look at the response by Peter Obi from Nigeria. Okay, so I'm going to play this part of the interview, and then I'll come back. So take a listen.
I don't know whether I still have anything to contribute to this. But to your question, our reason for coming, let me start by thanking the New Africa Foundation for their invitation and organizing this event. Like the previous speakers have said, we might not be at the convention. We only shifted venue. So the conversation continues. We're in Ghana to start a conversation about Africa. Africa for too long has suffered, and everybody knows the reason why Africa has suffered. People can try to present it in different stages. The Prof speaks about it every day. Africa has been going through what it's going through because of what I always say, that it is due to one problem: leadership. It is failed leadership over the years that brought Africa where it is. I want to start a conversation because of what Dr. Arakana has said, talking to the youth of Africa. No continent in the world today have the potential of Africa. Not one. We are the second largest in terms of population and size, but our potential is far greater than even number one, because today Africa is the only continent that have a population of 1.1 billion youths, energetic, talented, ready to leave the world in different areas of the world. Africa is home to the biggest, highest amount of natural resources, from minerals to, we have 65% today of the world all cultivated arable land. So imagine what we can do. We can feed the world. We can do everything. But ironically, because of what I started with, failed leadership over the years, Africa is also home to the highest number of poor people. Out of the 700 million people in extreme poverty today, 431 million lives in Africa. Over 30% of our population. If you go to multidimensional poverty, out of 1.1 billion, over 60% is in Africa, with Congo and Nigeria leading. In the surface of the world, Congo has the highest amount of natural, call it minerals, over 24 trillion. Nigeria has similar situation. You can extrapolate Congo situation to all over Africa, where they have everything, but they are producing poverty. It cannot continue with our youths. With the energy they have, they can lead the world in technology, in health, in entertainment, in everything. All they want is leadership, purposeful leadership. Africa has what is, look at its wealth, resources, shamelessly stolen and put in private pockets. It cannot continue. So we're just here to continue conversations. It's not about any country, anything, but talking to the youth of Africa to know that they can change the world. They can change the way things are in Africa. Africa should not be a continent where people come to beg or plead for aid. We should be contributing to aid of other people with the resources we have. And that's what Africa should be. Their own Africa should be. That's all the conversation is all about. It's about the future of Africa. Thank you.
Okay, there it is, back. Now, Brother Peter Obi had a lot to say, and I hope that you got the gist of what he's saying. If not, I recommend do like I do and listen to it at least twice, right? But I love the part where he talks about the fact that he's been all over the world. He's met a lot of people, and he's come to the realization, and guess what? None of them outside of Africa are any smarter, any more talented than people in Africa, on the continent. But the problem is not the fact that Africans don't have talent and not the geniuses. The problem we're facing right now is leadership. Fortunately, there's some good examples of leadership. We're looking at Rwanda, we're looking at Burkina Faso, and so on. But unfortunately, we still have this old guard. These guys who grew up during colonial times or right after, and still hold the European as something of a godlike figure, and are ready at a moment's notice to kowtow to the West. And until we get rid of that class of leaders, I'm afraid we're going to have some problems, right? And that's the world as we see it. I'm not sure of the world as you see it, but thank you for those who are following us. For those of you who just look at Salts for the first time, you like our content, hit that subscribe button and join us. If you don't like our content, I thank you anyway for watching, and hopefully we'll see you sometime in the future. Again, this is the world as we see it. Kwaheri. Assalamu alaikum.